Hello, I am Shweta Srinivasan from IIT Madras and an incoming business analyst at McKinsey. Now, cracking the consulting interview is an initiative I started to help management consulting aspirants with free resume reviews, one on one case solving sessions, and other content. So, do check out this initiative on LinkedIn, follow us on Medium and on YouTube for more such information. So, of the three main types of cases, profitability, market entry, and unconventional, this video will deal with the unconventional case. Now, if you haven't taken a look at our previous videos on profitability and market entry cases, I highly urge you to take a look at them, and I believe that will be extremely instructional. So, let's start. First, the interviewer gives me the case statement. The director of your institute comes to you. She says that in the last 2 years, your institute's performance in the Inter College Sports Fest has fallen. Before that, the institute won the general championship or the GC trophy 5 years in a row, but now they just placed fourth or fifth, and she wants your help in reversing the situation. So once you get the case statement, you have to reiterate the case statement to make sure you have the essence right. So I'd be like, all right, so the director of our institute requires our help in reversing the situation whereby we haven't been winning the general championship trophy in the last 2 years. And the interviewer is like, yeah, so that's what you have to do. Great. So now that you've reiterated the case statement, we'll start with the preliminary questions. So first off, I want to know whether this is in the pre-COVID era or this is happening in the current period. And the interviewer tells me, yeah, this is in the pre-COVID era. Consider, say, like 2018 is when we're operating in. Next, I'd like to understand what the main objective is. So we could either, just find what the problem is, or we might have some specific targets with respect to, by when should we win the trophy or what position should we get in the next year. And the interviewer tells me no specific targets, just identify the problem and offer some solutions. Next, I have a set of questions regarding the event. So, is this a national level event? Do people have to go outside the city to participate? And the interviewer tells me, yeah, this is a national level sports fest. Our contingent travels to the host's campus and participates. Next, I want to know how this general championship winner is decided. And the interviewer tells me, the institute with the highest cumulative score across all events wins. And this is inclusive of events for both men and women. And finally, I want to understand, our college's process in deciding the contingent. And the interviewer tells me, we have contingent sporting clubs to which students apply, and those who are very skilled get selected. So here I've structured my preliminary questions into questions about the problem statement, questions about the event, and questions about the institute's processes. It's always a good idea to structure preliminary questions. And another thing is, for unconventional problems, there's no preset structure for preliminary questions. You can't anticipate what questions you can ask, so you'll have to think on your feet and ask enough questions so you understand how to proceed with the case. Now let's start with the drill down. Since our goal is to increase the number of points secured by our institute, that is what is going to be my starting point for drill down. Now this depends on three factors: the number of participating events, the event mix, because there could be some events which are accorded a much higher score than some other events, and if there's been any change on that front, that could impact our points. And of course the points gained per event, which is essentially our performance. So I asked the interviewer, has there been any change in the number of participating events? And this is inclusive of the number of events at the entire fest and the percentage in which we participated. And the interviewer tells me, we haven't changed our, events which we participate in, and the number of events is still the same. But now I also want to know what the other institutes are doing with respect to participation. Has their participation rate increased? Because that could also impact our points. And the interviewer tells me, no change on this front. Great. So next I'll focus on the event mix. So again, for the event mix, I'd like to know whether our institute has changed its event mix. And I also want to know whether other institutes are also, focusing on events which have a high score, or whether they've changed their event mix. And the interviewer tells me, there's no change on this front either. So finally, I want to know whether the points gained per event by our institute, has that dropped? And the interviewer tells me, yeah, there's been a sharp decline in the points gained per event. Now, at this stage, I want to understand whether this is, specific to a certain type of event, whether this is specific to men's events or women's events. I want to understand whether there's some sort of a segmentation we can apply here. And the interviewer tells me, there's Like this is sort of being seen across the board. It's not specific to any particular event. Great. So now this is what I'll focus on. Now we know that the points gained per event has fallen. Now, this could be due to technical and non-technical factors. Now, by technical here, I mean, factors relating to the sport and the people who are involved in the sport. So it's sort of technical with respect to sports. And then non-technical is anything apart from that. So again, this is a very custom structure. This is an opposite words type structure. So I first, describe what I mean by these. And when you're using, such names which are sort of which have the capability to encompass a lot of factors, it's always a good idea to describe everything in detail before you ask the interviewer, is this a technical or non-technical issue? So under technical factors, I'll be considering, the coaches, the players or the participants, and the allied staff, which include, the medics, the physios, anyone else who is involved in the core sport activity. And under non-technical factors, I'll be looking at the accommodation, the food, the travel, and the weather and ambience. And this I'll be looking at in our institute and in the host institute, because if there's been a change in any one of these four factors, either in our institute or in the host institute, there could be some impact on our score. And the interviewer tells me, yeah, this is good. There is no change in the non-technical factors. When we look at the technical factors, there's been no change in the coaches or their quality, no change on that front, and no change on the allied staff as well. So, let's just focus on the players. Okay. So now that we see that, the issue probably lies within the players or the participants, let's sort of drill down again. So, there are two factors which again I'd like to consider. I'd like to understand the number of players or a contingent size, whether that has shrunk, what has happened on that front, and the quality and performance of our contingent. And the interviewer tells me, we haven't changed the number of players in our contingent, but yeah, the quality and performance of our contingent has definitely fallen. So at this stage, I would urge you to, pause the video and see if you can come up with a custom structure, like from this stage onwards to understand what is going wrong. You can mention it in the comment section and I'll definitely take a look and comment on the same. So how I would go about this is, the quality and performance of a contingent or its players depends on first the base skill and talent of the player. Second, the training augmentation or essentially the skills which you gain by virtue of training. So you might be an extremely fast sprinter, but because of training, you're able to improve your speed a little bit more. So that training augmentation. And finally, execution. So you may be one of the fastest runners during the event, but if on the day of the finals or if during the moment of the event you are not able to execute properly, it's not going to help you get any points. So these are the three factors which I'm going to consider under quality and performance. And I asked the interviewer, has there been any issue on any of these fronts? Or would you like me to analyze any of these aspects in more detail? And the interviewer tells me, we've not found any issue in execution or in training augmentation, but the base skill and talent seems to be an issue. I think we can probe that further. So great. So what we have looked at so far is that, our overall points have fallen. This is because the points gained per event has fallen as the base skill and talent of our contingent has dropped. So what I have done here right now, when I'm sort of telling you a small summary of what we've looked at so far is a mini synthesis. It's always a good idea to give a mini synthesis, at certain junctures in your case so that you and the interviewer are on the same footing. So now that we know the base skill and talent has fallen, this is going to be my focus for the rest of the case. So essentially inherent skills of the contingent, right? I'm going to analyze 4 parameters for this. First, the number of students on campus, because that is the source for our contingent members. And if that has shrunk due to some reason, it's definitely going to impact our contingent and the skills of the contingent. Next, the percentage of quality athletes. So essentially say till like 2 years prior to what is happening right now, say if the overall student pool itself was just more talented in sports and now this has fallen, that could definitely impact the skills of the contingent. Next, the percentage who are actually applying for these sporting clubs. Because if you remember, we asked in the preliminary questions and the interviewer clarified that those who are interested in sports will apply and then they get selected and then they represent the institute. So if the percentage of students who actually apply for the clubs has dropped, definitely the skills of the contingent would drop. and percentage getting selected. So again, here there could be factors like, they're getting stressed on the day of selection. So even if they were a fast sprinter, if on the day of selection they're not able to prove their mettle, they would not be a part of the contingent. So these are the main factors which impact, the inherent skills of the contingent. If you are able to come up with another structure, please do mention it in the comment section. Would be happy to reply to the same. So I asked the interviewer, where there is an issue. And the interviewer tells me, the percentage of quality athletes of the institute who are actually applying for the clubs has fallen. So great. Now we've sort of identified where the main issue lies. Let's drill down further to understand why this is happening. So here I'm going to segment this into students who belong to the first year, second year, third year, fourth year and above, and PG students and above. So I want to understand whether, the quality athletes who are applying for clubs, whether that metric has fallen in any of these particular, years, or whether this is something seen across all students. And the interviewer tells me, good, we've seen that this is happening only for first year students. The second year students and above are still like applying, the quality students are still applying. So great, we've narrowed down the problem further, and let's drill down, like a few more levels. So we know that first year students, for some reason, are not applying to these sports clubs, even though they are, quality athletes. So I want to understand whether they are applying to any other activities, or whether they're not applying to any club at all. So this would be reminiscent of a structure which I used during the profitability case, where I was like, the reason for a fall in customer demand is because, there is an issue with the entire economy, there's an issue with the entire industry, or there's an issue only with our client. So even here, I'm like, there is probably an issue with the first years as a whole and their enthusiasm levels, or there's an issue only with the sporting clubs because, they're still applying to other activities. So remember that for unconventional cases, though you have to use custom structures, it's always possible to import some structures from other cases. Just tune it according to the case given to you, and you'll definitely be able to employ other MECE structures as well. So the interviewer tells me, they are applying to other clubs, but we've noticed that the application for other activities has actually increased. It hasn't fallen. So great. Now I'm curious and I want to know what are the other activities which are available for the students, and I want to see whether this increase in application is for any specific type of activity or again, this is across the board. And the interviewer tells me, we have NSS, the National Social Service. We have the NCC, the National Cadet Corps. We have the NCA, the National Cultural Association, which is essentially a bunch of cultural clubs. And this has been newly introduced. And we have a bunch of other activities, which we're just going to club as others. So this would include, some of your technical clubs, other co-curricular activities, etc. And we've noticed that a lot of students have begun joining NCA. This has been newly introduced. And this is because, first year students are a little bit more concerned about their academics because they have an option to change their branches if they actually score well. So they want to focus on academics. And the NCA is just more relaxed and requires less time commitment than being a part of the institute sporting contingent. So the first year students are just focusing on NCA so that they can also accord an equal or a higher focus to their academics. And because of this reason, a lot of the quality athletes from the first year are not applying to sporting clubs. So brilliant. We have essentially concluded our drill down and identified the problem. The problem is that because there is a new, less intensive club which has been started, students are opting for that over the sporting clubs. Great. So now that we've identified the issue, next step is recommendations. So again, I tend to structure my recommendations as you would have noticed from the previous videos. So the goal of structuring recommendations is so that you can be structured in your communication. It might not always be possible to put out a MECE structure, but that's all right. As long as you can be as MECE as possible, it is definitely fine to, have a structure which is not collectively exhaustive. So here I'm employing a sort of a threefold structure. Recommendations with respect to awareness of the sporting clubs, recommendations with respect to the attraction of the sporting clubs, and recommendation with respect to the application process to the sporting clubs. So with respect to awareness, I'd say that, we can enhance awareness about the sporting clubs during the official induction and orientations if it's not being done already. And encouraging seniors to sort of talk to their juniors about these whenever they're interacting with them or introducing them to the campus would have a great effect, because juniors definitely look up to seniors, and to have their validation would mean a lot. With respect to attraction, first I would say, ensuring proper contingent attire, awards, and memorabilia, if it's not already there, would definitely boost attraction, because who doesn't like, a sporting jersey with the college name on it and your name on it as well? Next, allowing for more flexible timings would help, so that, first year students will have enough time to manage their academics also, and maybe even pursue some other activities like NCA on the side. Third, highlighting the achievements of the contingent members on websites, maybe even newspapers, would be helpful, because that will give the first year students something to aspire to. And mentioning the advantages of being a part of the institute contingent for stuff like placements or other research applications would be helpful, if that is definitely a tourism. So that all of these factors will definitely enhance the attraction of sporting clubs for the freshers. And finally, with respect to the application process, we can allow for nominations in addition to individual applications. So when the first year students converse with each other, or when they converse with seniors, and if their friends find out that this person is a great sprinter or was a national level badminton player in her school days, then they can recommend this person's name, and the person would receive a specific invite to come for selections, and that will definitely ease the application process, and also make them feel very special and important. And the next recommendation would be to conduct selections in a strategic manner, so that it doesn't clash with any academic pressures, any examinations which might happen later on during the first semester. So conducting it early on would help us induct them into the system in before they are consumed by some academic pressures. So these are the recommendations. Again, feel free to mention only the most important recommendations. Don't just give a laundry list of recommendations. And finally, we have the synthesis. Now, remember, a synthesis should be super crisp, 30 to 45 seconds max. Now, what I'll be presenting to you right now, I guess, would be like around 30 seconds. So make sure your synthesis comes across as something which can be done in 30 seconds or 40 seconds at max. So it'd be like, following our analysis, we see that academic considerations have driven first year students to opt for the new and more relaxed NCA over the sporting clubs. And by ensuring, first off, better awareness through official orientations and seniors' recommendations. Second, enhanced attractiveness of sports through institute memorabilia and flexible timings. And third, a better application process through nominations and strategic scheduling. We can definitely overcome this issue. So if you see, there's one bullet point on what the problem is, and one bullet point on what are the recommendations, and the recommendations have also been structured into 3 key recommendations. So this is a good way to approach your synthesis for any type of case. So now that we've finished the case, let's just analyze what we've looked at so far. First, structure and case specific preliminary questions. This is especially important for your unconventional cases, because you can't preempt the questions. So make sure your questions are very specific to the case, and they are not you don't spend too much time on your preliminary questions, essentially, because you will have to solve the entire case in like 20 to 30 minutes usually. Next, I gave a rationale for each question, and I shared my thought process. So when I asked what is the objective, I did not just leave it at that, but I was like, we could maybe look at this, or we could look at this. So I sort of shared my thought process and gave some options. And even throughout the case, I did share my thought process, and I did not blatantly just ask questions. So it's important that you strike a conversation with the interviewer and not just, throw questions at him or her. The next point is with respect to segmentation. Now, this is extremely important in any case, and especially in unconventional cases where, the problem is slightly more vague. You are not familiar with any sort of pre-designed structure for it. It's important to segment so that you can solve the case on time, and you're aware of where you should be headed after like certain junctures in the case. So here I use segmentation, to understand whether there was any issue with respect to a specific sport, or whether this is pertaining to all the events at the sports fest. And I also used it to understand whether the decline in participation rate is specific to a specific, segment of students, or this is across, the entire institute. Next aspect, I maintained messiness as much as possible. Despite the fact that this is an unconventional case with no standard structures employable, I did use mathematical structures as much as possible to be messy. And even when I did not use mathematical structures, I used a structure which was inherently messy. So that is extremely important. Finally, I employed custom structuring end to end, and none of my structures were, very generic. So they were all specific to the case. Now that's important. I structured the recommendations, which is something I'd recommend you to do as well. And I had a short and concise yet comprehensive synthesis. So I did not, gloss over any fact in the synthesis. My synthesis covered the exact problem and the solutions which I had recommended. So it's important to, not miss out the important aspects when you're, mentioning your synthesis. So with that, I'd like to wrap up this demonstration of an unconventional case. I hope you liked it, and please share your thoughts in the comments box below. And follow us on LinkedIn, on Medium, and please like and subscribe if you find this video useful. And yeah, all the very best with your case prep. Thank you.